I want to do one more test to see just how waterproof this is. They say it's watertight, but nah, I don't think so. I would not count that as waterproof, not in the slightest. So yeah, if you're backroading or on a boat and this tips over, it's fixing to leak. Yeah, not waterproof. Maybe water resistant, not waterproof. Here's the corn I'm going to be using, 1 pound 8 ounces. This is supposed to be frozen. I just left it in the fridge overnight, so I mean it's still cold, but it's not frozen. You're not supposed to put frozen stuff in here, so we're just going to do it this way. Corn's on the stove. We'll give it half an hour, then this will be the control. I probably won't make a ton of commentary or videos about this because this is just the control group. I'm not even going to check it probably for 5.5 hours, 5 hours, because we know it'll stay hot that long. So hourly temperatures aren't really relevant, I don't think. We're a couple videos in, and I just wanted to say one of the things I appreciate about this Rockpot is the size. It is 7 quarts, and that's just not common to find for a thermal cooker. Most of them are smaller. I just kind of like as a talking point, the whole thing outside of the stone is dishwasher safe, and I've tested that. I mean, it's a stainless steel pot, right? You put it in the dishwasher, it does its thing. It's not really worth writing home about. Yeah, those handles are almost 200 degrees. Use caution. Yeah, there's a couple things I actually really enjoy about it. I'm sure it's going to work well. I do plan to do more testing. I've got my Coleman camp stove. That's a butane stove. I'll plan to run tests on that. Less, like we already know how the stone is going to perform, but where I am curious is how much butane is it going to use on a camp stove outside versus in the controlled environment of a kitchen. As well as I did order the Stanley 3-quart cooker that claims 6 hours. We'll test that one too. So people I don't have any side-by-side comparison to, test this against. So we'll see. It is right at 9:11. I will continue to check it every hour so we have a frame of reference. It's about 12:15. I don't know how long that's been, maybe 3 hours, something like that. Oh yeah, it's still steamy. A little sloshy slosh. Just over 170. Right at 170-ish. Alexa, you can stop. All right, we're looking at it. It's 1:15. This seems to be following the same pattern as just, the gallon of water. Yeah, 160-ish. It's about 245. This is significantly cooler. Come on. Hit 140. There we go. No? Yeah, just over 140. So the stone is registering right around 141, 142, which is about the temperature of the corn. Kind of what I've learned is just water or corn with a half gallon of water, about the same. Corn doesn't hold much thermal mass, evidently. It is probably, I'm stopping the test at 5.5 hours because it's like, just over 140. It's not going to make it to 6 hours. It might make it to 5 hours and 45 minutes. But that'd be a stretch. And I've got, it's 2:50, so it's almost 3 o'clock. And I've got, I want to test what happens if you put it in, if you put the cooked stuff in the pot without the rock. Next, we'll see how long it stays hot with no additional heated rock. For anyone curious, the stone weighs about 3 pounds and 2.4 ounces. As promised, I am boiling another half gallon of water. I plan to put that half gallon in this. This is a 1 gallon container. This is a half gallon Yeti. I'm just going to pour the half gallon into the 1 gallon. That way it will have all that space to that void basically to kind of make this as fair as we can. From what I understand, these thermal infrared thermometers struggle with shiny surfaces. But this is saying it's about 56 degrees. This one's 57, 58. So somewhere in there, give or take. So a little bit cooler than the Rockpot, but whatever. Man, it's boiling. There that is. We will see. It is about 312, 315, we'll say. And we'll compare them side by side. We might try half a gallon in here. And, obviously the less air space there is, the longer it should hold. It's been right at 1 hour. Let's see. Let's get the little cooling right. Get that out of here. Still plenty warm. A little stir. Yeah, we'll call it 180. Thereabout. Yeah, thereabout. It is 8:15. Man, that is struggling to hit 140. Come on. Get hot. It's really hard to say. We'll give it a good whirly whirl. Oh yeah, there it is. Definitely over 140, but barely. Man, that's still steaming. This has been marginally hotter. Maybe even certainly 150. I am ending the test here. It is 8:18 now, and the Yeti actually, even though it was only half full, I would say came out on top. It is closer to 150 degrees, maybe a little bit more, whereas the Rockpot is, you really had to stir it to get it to 140, which, with the stone being heated to whatever, it only lasted 5.5 hours versus 5 hours. So heating the stone only made what appears to be about a 30-minute difference, which is, I'm not going to say negligible, but when you're talking buying something like, a lot of it's going to come down to technicalities in the pricing. So like, this is the 7-liter model, which I don't know of another one quite that size, but say you go with the smaller Stanley that's 3 quarts for $70 versus, I think they make a smaller version of this and it's, I don't know, whatever, 150, we'll say, making numbers up, um, I'll correct myself. You'll see a flash of text that says, get the numbers right, or a screenshot or something. I don't know. Um, is it worth that extra money? I don't know. If a half hour is making or breaking it. So, in all fairness, I am stopping this at 140 degrees. After that, it reaches the temperature danger zone. But at the same time, people eat pizza that's been left out overnight all the time. Like, it's you know something you have to weigh out in your mind what's considered safe. And by food safety standards, it has to be above 140. Something just as like a reference, when you're washing your hands, hot water is considered 100, 110, somewhere in there is considered hot. Um, a real hot shower might be like 115 degrees. So anything like 120, 130 is probably still going to be steamy. And so it'll still have a sensation of being hot or warm, but it's not technically food safe. So, weigh that into your considerations